So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I tell you, all my black people are understanding the assignment about this segregation stuff. Y'all are understanding the assignment. It's like we're all united. Like we understand the assignment. Like we get it, right?
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem,
Nah. Black people are on vacation.
so I'm going to tell you what's going on in America right now, but most of y'all are not going to like this. We are literally in a let my people go moment. Moses versus Pharaoh. I'm talking about plagues and all. Because after 400 years of oppression and marginalization, the black community rose up in 2020 to demand justice from Pharaoh. It came with a plague called COVID that left over 1 million people dead. Still, we did not listen. Instead, we hardened our hearts.
Hello guys, welcome back to yet another commentary video by Saleni. If you're new to this channel, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new, it's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics, it was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they try to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
Listen carefully because a lot of this explains what is going on outside here right now. And when people say that white America is lost and suddenly confused because the black voices have gone silent, that's not an insult at all. Yeah, it's an observation that has been made for decades, and it has always been seen that black people have been the ones calling things out, warning about injustices, explaining about racism before it was even trendy and before it even got the hashtags. Yeah, suddenly people are concerned about this silence. So I have a couple of videos that I'm going to play for you today. Kindly pay attention as I come back with my commentaries at the end.
So I'm going to tell you what's going on in America right now, but most of y'all are not going to like this. We are literally in a let my people go moment. Moses versus Pharaoh. I'm talking about plagues and all. Because after 400 years of oppression and marginalization, the black community rose up in 2020 to demand justice from Pharaoh. It came with a plague called COVID that left over 1 million people dead. Still, we did not listen. Instead, we hardened our hearts. So more plagues have followed. The second plague was the big lie, the loss of truth. The third plague was January 6th, the loss of the rule of law. The fourth plague, the plague of tariffs, the loss of economic stability. And the fifth plague, the plague of ICE raids, the loss of human dignity and decency. Our economy is shrinking. Our global standing in the world is diminishing. Our rights are being eroded every single day. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse until we listen to the voice of the Black community calling for justice. Let my people go. And remember, those people didn't go away empty-handed. The Bible says they plundered the Egyptians, asking for silver and gold. So don't forget, the wealth transfer is part of the deal.
I tell you, all my Black people are understanding the assignment about this segregation stuff. Y'all are understanding the assignment. It's like we're all united. Like, we understand the assignment. Like, we get it, right? So I seen a video today by a non-Black person, right? And she was saying, they're trying to bring back segregation. What are we going to do, right? Like, we have to help, yada, 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 right? And so every Black person I see in the comments, like, we ain't doing nothing. We finna go line dancing. Everybody like, I need to give me some boots. I need to figure out how to do the where them fans at dance. They was like, we taking naps, baby. I done booked my vacation. Everybody just in the comments, and the lady's like, oh my gosh. She was like, yeah, I get it, but ma'am, listen, we do not care. We need to bring that sound back, because we're not doing nothing at all. Like, we ain't playing into the trap. We know what y'all want. We not doing it. We ain't got no capes. We capeless. We not Captain Save or nobody. Do it. Do what you want to do. Y'all been doing what y'all want to do for years. Why are we not crying? Keep passing the vibe check.
Can we talk? Okay, so it's been about a week since America has spoken, and I have processed it just enough to get through this video. I don't know how long it's going to take me to process it all the way fully, but what I know for sure is nobody will be rushing me to hurry up and get over it. That's not where we're at. That's not where we're at. It's a lot going on. But one thing remains the same. Black people are still resting, and they're going to be resting for quite some time, okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there's some people out here that think that Black people are playing and that we'll eventually get over this and we'll get back to work. No. We will get back to work in our community, okay? The blue bracelets, not a fan. Because collectively, according to exit polling, Black people, Black men, and Black women collectively voted in a block, okay? To the 7% of Black women that voted for Trump and to the 20% of Black men that voted for Trump, those are the same people back in the day that was not trying to lead a plantation when the rest of us was trying to escape, okay? We're not talking about them. Now, on the other side, our white counterparts and allies who decided to come to the cookout, was wearing the t-shirts, joining the calls, all that, y'all took the pamphlets home but did not share it with the rest of y'all family. And exit polling shows that y'all didn't, which is concerning. So when Black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean, because we did our part. Black people have been oppressed, okay? We know how to make something out of nothing. And we're going to be okay. And the rest of the world is going to watch Black Americans be okay, because we are living off of the prayers of our ancestors. The prayers from the boat to the plantation to the escape plans up north to the civil rights movement. Black Americans will be okay because we've put in the work. It's the rest of the people of color groups that have not put in the work because they came to this country with rights that Black Americans fought and bled and died for. So when Black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean. It is not just this election. It is not just this. It is a culmination of so many disappointments from our existence on this stolen land. Okay? Because let's be clear. America is a stolen land built by stolen people. At the end of the day, that is what America is. Black Americans decided that they wanted to make something out of nothing. And that is what we have done for hundreds of years, and have literally laid a table together for everybody to be equitable. Okay? Equitable. All we want is equity, not revenge, not a leg up in the world, but equity across the board. And because America said that that's not what she wants, everybody is going to have to reap what they sow. Black people have been sowing seeds of equity, civil rights movements, voting rights movements. We have been sowing good seeds. So over the next 4 to 8 or however many years, Black Americans are going to be okay. It's all the other groups that we were worried about. But y'all let us know y'all not worried about yourselves, so we can't. I just want to make that clear. That literally, I'm still in the 7 stages of grief, and I teeter-totter between anger and rage. Okay, like I literally have my notes out because I don't want to say too much because words matter and you can't take words back. But in the gist of it all, Black people, Black Americans collectively have always tried to make this place that we were stolen from our homeland, brought on this stolen land to make something out of nothing. And everybody at the table eat. But it was apparent last week that that is not what y'all want. So if Black people want to rest for the next 4 to 10 years, build our communities, build our wealth in however way we see fit, build up our community. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know what it looks like when white rage can tear down and burn down a whole community of Black people because they feel like somebody getting a step ahead of them. I'm very aware. Most Black Americans understand that experience. And here we are all these years and decades later, and y'all are letting us know that this is not what y'all want. Y'all don't want equity. Y'all want proximity to whiteness. And I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you are going to have to learn that fat meat is greasy, because the world in this here United States of America has always been black and white. Everybody in between, y'all on your own. I'm tired. We tired. But yeah, stay rest up, drink your water, and moisturize. Okay, bye.
For all the Black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem,
Nah. Black people are on vacation. White people, you fix this.
Let's talk. Sometimes I forget that white people aren't as engaged with Black creators on this app and in the world as I am. So there was something over the weekend that I thought everybody was very well aware of, but I'm understanding that that's not the case. I was talking to my mom today, and she and my brother went to a protest on April 5th to protest Trump and all of the things that have been happening for the last couple of months. So she was telling me about her experience, and she said it was like a love fest. It was so nice to be with all of these people, thousands of people, and everybody signs and all this stuff. And I said to her, did you notice that there weren't many Black people there, if any? And she was like, yeah, actually, I did notice, and I was confused, and I was like, I thought Black people were really upset about him too, and I didn't understand. This is my mom talking. So I explained to her that 92% of Black women and 80-some% of Black men did what they were supposed to do back on November 5th. And they are now resting, and they are not participating in these here protests. And that there was a concerted effort for Black folks to stay home yesterday on April 5th. And to be honest, I think she's still confused about the why. But I'm working on that. But do yourself a favor and follow Black content creators here on TikTok, because you will learn so much, and you will be able to use your new knowledge to help educate the people that you are in proximity with. But yeah, wait, folks, if you didn't know, Black folks said, we're not marching on April 5th. We're not doing it. We're going to stay home. We're going to let white people get us out of this mess, because white people got us into this mess.
And we talk, let me tell you something. As a journalist that is no longer in a traditional newsroom at the moment, when I tell you Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, push the culture, that is what I'm talking about. That entity that currently occupies the White House, when I tell you that he is not happy with the fact that we have sat this one out. When I tell you that other subgroups are not happy that we have sat out and are scratching their head and wondering why we ain't nowhere to be found, despite being the highest unemployment rate group, despite quite literally being hunted in this country. Despite it all, somehow we are still finding a way. Somehow we are still finding our joy. We are still making a way. We are still in community with one another and building. I refuse, moving forward, going forward, arguing with anybody about the Black American experience. I am no longer arguing with nobody. Nuh-uh. You are not cut from the same cloth, and you cannot compete where you cannot compare. I will not be explaining that any further. The mere fact that we collectively in November of 2024, altogether the majority of us, 98%, dare I say, decided that we are not going to do this. We're going to sit this one out. Y'all got it. And we are in lockstep. I hope you understand our power at this point. I hope you understand just how powerful we are when we are in lockstep with each other. Our ancestors are proud. They are very proud, but there's still work to do. While everybody is trying to spin the narrative and trying to get us up out of our rest, we got to remember not to let them. Mind your business, make your money, save your money, build your community, and go on about your business. Because as you can see, when you think the harm is going to come to somebody else, you find it on your doorstep. And maybe now, because we're going to continue to rest, we cannot let up. We cannot let up by any means. Maybe, just maybe, other groups will fall in line and figure it out and understand that we are better together than apart, okay? But it starts with us, because clearly they wanted us in the streets. Clearly they wanted us up in arms because Kamala D. Harris, Madam Vice President, Attorney General Harris was not elected. The mere fact that we are still showing up and showing out, that got people mad, got people rocked, got people wondering what in the heck. It's gonna get worse. But as I've said several times, you cannot think my house is gonna be on fire and yours isn't gonna catch on fire, because we are too mixed up now. Our kids are too mixed up. We are too mixed up in our workplace, in our workspaces, in our neighborhoods. So the quicker people get on some get right and start putting into some action, because that's what it's going to take at this point. It's going to take action. And the action cannot come from us first. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But yeah, no. Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, please continue to rest and just find your joy where you can.
It seems like when you're the quiet Black girl or woman in the workplace, that you would think it would be peaceful and you would be under the radar. But unprovokingly, you trigger people who are bothered by your quietness. And like I said, it's even more of a struggle when you're a Black girl or woman in the work environment, especially in a corporate environment or any work environment. Because when we're quiet, it causes people to really feel the need to do research and study us and investigate. It triggers them to want to learn more about us and try to understand why are we so quiet. It seems as if we can't be quiet in peace because it comes off as if we're not a team player, or as if we're being passive or dismissive and we have a bad attitude because we're quiet. It's not looked at as we're just peaceful. It's not looked at as we're just very serious about our work and we just want to get in, do our jobs, and go home. It's not looked at as maybe we have social anxiety and we do better in more of a peaceful or solo setting. No, we can't be quiet in peace because it seems as though it sets us up for sabotage. Because we're quiet, it triggers people who feel rejected by us because we're not kissing up to them, or we're not trying to be friendly with them or make friends with them. We keep it professional. We keep it cordial. But like I said, it's not good enough for someone who feels rejected. Because if you're not trying to be their friend, if you're not kissing up to them, they feel as if you think you're better than them. As if you're on this high horse, and their goal is to try to knock you off of it with sabotage. So they'll start nitpicking you, nitpicking your work, finding things to pick at you on, or setting you up for failure. by not providing the resources, not providing the work tools or supplies that you need, not giving you information that you are supposed to be given to perform your job. Sabotage, 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 and scrutiny. Black women and Black girls can't be quiet in the work environment because when we're quiet, it's always misunderstood. When we're quiet, it's always looked at as negative. We deserve to be able to be in a work environment and do our jobs and go home. But the sad truth is, it triggers people when you're quiet because it makes their mind wonder, what are you thinking? Why are you so quiet? And who do you think you are?
Caring about your appearance and how you present yourself in the world should never be seen as a flaw. I go to work every single day with my hair and my makeup, and I get comments daily about who am I trying to impress? Who am I trying to be seen by? Don't let me get my nails done because then it's, oh, you got a hot date or something? No, I actually just give a damn about how I present at work. That's all. And the insane part is that people will really try to make it seem like something is wrong with you. And don't let you be like too quiet as well, because that's another thing that really agitates people. When you dress nice, you come to work, your hair is done, your makeup is done, and you don't speak to these people because you just want to clock in and clock out and get your money, they hate it. Because they feel like they should have access to you. And if they don't have access to you, you become some stuck up bitch. No, I like hair. I like makeup. I'm going to be doing this until I'm 75. And I just don't like to talk to people. It ain't personal. You ever notice when a Black woman walks into work all put together that folks start acting funny, like your confidence offends them? I had a manager say to me, oh, this is a very laid back place. We don't really, do all of that. Ma'am, you don't do all that. Don't project your bare minimum onto me. I like to show up looking good because it makes me feel good. It's always extra when a Black woman takes pride in herself. They call you bougie, say you're doing too much, you're extra. No, I just take pride in my appearance. And I noticed that it's not even about the makeup or the clothes. What they can't take is a Black woman who shows up for herself and feels confident and knows that she looks good. And I don't care if you work in a kitchen, in a cubicle, I don't care where you work. Still show up and look good for your damn self. Because they're going to talk regardless, so you might as well give them something to talk about.
Dark-skinned Black girls can be introverted in peace because people swear you a stuck-up bitch that thinks she better than you.
Because this is actually a valid take. When you happen to be dark-skinned and quiet, people that associate you with being stuck up or rude are subconsciously playing into stereotypes that Black women have to be loud and actually have to be social and chatty. Truly, there is this expectation that because you are a Black woman, you are supposed to be somewhat loud or even obnoxious. And because you don't cater to that expectation, you being quiet or introverted is somewhat associated with you being rude or judgmental and stuck up because you don't acquire to the regular stereotype. It's interesting because despite diversity extending onto physical appearances, there still seems to be its limitation when it comes to the personal expressions of others mentally, and that includes people's personalities. All because you are Black and you are quiet, or at least don't tend to be the most socially outgoing, it doesn't mean that you are stuck up. And people that promote this perspective are inherently displaying stereotypical mentalities towards Black people.
What's interesting is that a lot of these voices that are quiet are not quiet because they are not caring or they are ignorant, but it's because they are tired. Yeah, it's interesting that the moment Black voices step back, there's confusion all over. Yeah, people start asking the society, why does it feel so broken? Yeah, it is so crazy because there's so much anger. Why are things not making sense anymore since the Black people have decided to go silent? Yeah, we already explained all of this over and over again, and every time we spoke, people were calling us dramatic, yeah, divisive, angry. Also, we were told that we are so dramatic and exaggerating things. Yeah, this was a norm whenever the Black people stepped up and started talking about these things. So this silent isn't weakness. Yeah, it is exhaustion. This is like what happens when you keep warning someone about a fire in the house, yeah? And they keep arguing with you every time instead of going and grabbing water, yeah? So this is what happens when you finally go silent and let the consequences teach a lesson. These people need to understand that black voices didn't disappear at all. They just stopped offering free emotional labor to people who never wanted to listen to them speak the truth. Yeah? And that silence, the silence is so, so, so loud. And so here's the uncomfortable truth that these people really don't want to accept, yeah? White America didn't lose direction because black people stopped talking or because black people stopped caring. It basically lost direction when the black people were talking, but it refused to listen. When we did care, we talked, but they refused to listen to us. Now, the same truths that the black people were punished for saying are suddenly being discovered as new, like they're totally brand new. This is so, so worrying because the black folks spent years, so many years trying to stand for this impunity. But what happened? They were ignored. So kindly don't mistake this silence for weakness. No, this is total exhaustion. Or what do you think? Kindly write down in the comment section. Let's engage and let me understand what you think about this topic. Until the next video, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it. Thank you.